Presidential candidate Nikki Haley speaks at the Republican Jewish Coalition's annual leadership summit in Las Vegas on October 28. The political arm of the powerful and well-funded Koch network reinforced an emerging consensus among close observers of the 2024 Republican primary contest when it officially endorsed Nikki Haley's presidential campaign on Tuesday. Haley, a former South Carolina governor, is the only person with real momentum to rival Donald Trump, and perhaps her chances of unseating her party's presumptive leader are slim. Numbers don't lie. After 3 strong debate performances, Haley more than doubled her support in national GOP primary polls while other Trump rivals saw their support decline. More importantly, Haley now ranks second to the former president in the early primary states of New Hampshire and South Carolina, receiving twice as much support as her nearest rival and nearly catching Florida Gov, the in-state Iowa caucus where he risked the future of his campaign. The comparison to DeSantis speaks volumes. For much of 2023, Florida native was the GOP's leading Trump alternative. At one point, he was actually ahead of former president in a head-to-head matchup. But series of stumbles and a strategy that relied on eliminating Trump's diehard MAGA supporters, rather than pandering to voters who opposed Trump or were at least open to someone else left DeSantis hanging by thread. At just 13 nationally, major donors have noticed this. In addition, the Koch network, which has raised more than $70 million for political races as of this summer and runs an extensive outreach operation. A group of CEOs, hedge fund investors and corporate dealmakers from both parties have begun to turn Haley. The question now is whether their investment will actually pay off. To be clear, Trump is still roughing up the rest of the GOP field, Haley included. It averages 59 nationally, with an average of 45 to 49 in the primary states. If the primary election were held today, he would win. However, the primary election will not be held today or any day. Instead, it's spread out over a series of state-by-state contests that will begin in Iowa on January 15, 2024, peak with Super Tuesday on March 5, and then continue through June. This period coincide with the period when Trump faced 91 criminals. The theory was that Trump would easily weather divided opposition like the one in 2016. But if anti-Trump forces coalesce around a single opponent and events inside and outside the courtroom cooperate, then that opponent could become rival. Take a shot. The fact Trump is still below 50% in the primary states and that even 41% of Trump supporters say they would be open to supporting a more electable alternative suggests such a theory is not entirely implausible. Former Vice President Mike Pence and South Carolina Senator Tim Scott recently ended their candidacies. In the end, the field wins. So will this blending ultimately benefi